My name is Faye Merritt. I am 31 years old. 3 weeks ago, my husband slapped me in front of 550 guests at our 3rd anniversary dinner. His wedding ring split my lower lip, and the room laughed. His father had just finished toasting my replacement out loud in front of everyone. His mother had handed me my 3rd Gucci apron in 3 years, holding up 3 fingers for the Boston Magazine photographer like it was a running joke she was proud of. And under the table, my husband's hand was holding another woman's. When I finally stood up to speak, I did not scream. I did not throw a glass. I picked up my phone, opened one thread, and typed 2 words to my father. Those 2 words erased their family from Boston real estate in 72 hours. If you have ever sat at a table where the people who were supposed to love you made you the punchline, stay with me. Every single minute of this story was worth the wait. Before we go any further, if stories like this mean something to you, hit like and subscribe right now. Drop in the comments where you are watching from and what time it is. I read every single one. Now let me take you back. Not 3 weeks. For years. The first time I walked into the Aldens house in Brooklyn, I wore a gray sweater I had owned since law school. I brought a pecan pie I had baked at 6 in the morning. Vivian opened the door. She looked at my sweater for 3 full seconds. "Oh, Faye, how delightfully homespun." She did not take the pie. She handed it to the housekeeper without looking at it. Raymond was in the library, whiskey in hand, eyes already on me before I sat down. "Tell me about your people, Faye." I had rehearsed this. "My father works in automotive. My mother passed when I was 19. Raymond smiled the smile of a man who has already made up his mind. "Automotive. So, a mechanic." He started out that way. A grease monkey. He turned to Declan. "Son, you are marrying down." Declan laughed. It was soft. It was brief. But it was completely real. And he did not look at me when he did it. I excused myself. I stood at the bathroom mirror for a long time. And I made one quiet decision. I would not tell Declan who my father really was. Not because I was ashamed of him. Because I needed to know if Declan would stand beside me when he believed I had nothing. That decision would cost me 3 years. It would also save me everything else. Here is what I was not telling him. My father's name is Arthur Merritt. He is 62 years old. He has a permanent grease stain on his right thumb knuckle from a timing belt job in 1987 that paid him $9 an hour, and he will show it to anyone who asks. In 1985, he was a mechanic in Worcester. He bought a failing garage for $17,000. Then the lot behind it. Then a strip of commercial zoning nobody wanted in 1991. 35 years later, Merritt Holdings manages $3.2 billion in real estate and private lending across the East Coast. My father still drives a 1992 Ford F-150. Still wears flannel to board meetings. Bankers regularly mistake him for the HVAC technician. He lets them. He genuinely enjoys it. My mother, Ellen Merritt, taught me one sentence before she died. She said it from her hospital bed, oxygen tube in her nose, her hand wrapped around mine. "Faye, let them underestimate you. It is the cheapest advantage you will ever get." I wrote it down. I have lived inside it every single day since. Year 1, Vivian seated me at the children's table at a family wedding. A mix-up with the cards, sweetheart. The kids adore you anyway. I ate chicken nuggets next to a 9-year-old who asked me if I was a real grown-up. I told him sometimes. Year 2, Raymond toasted Declan at his birthday dinner in front of 40 people. My son married kindness, not class, but kindness matters too. Declan kissed my cheek afterward. He's just like that, Faye. Don't turn it into a thing. Year 3, a second Gucci apron, gift wrapped in silver foil, unwrapped at the Christmas table while 17 people watched my face. I started a notebook. Black Moleskine, $14. Date, quote, witness. I did not fully understand what I was building. I only knew that memory was a liability I could not afford to lose. And then came the prenup. Raymond demanded it 3 weeks after our engagement. His lawyer walked through the Alden asset schedule on page 47. Senior lending facility, $840 million gross, held by Merritt Capital LLC. Raymond waved his hand. Boring part. Keep moving. I held my pen completely still. I did not look at Declan. I did not react at all. That night I called my father from the parking garage. Dad, Alden Properties owes Merritt Capital $840 million. Long silence. Yeah, didn't think it was relevant to you. You want me to unwind it? No. Stay out until I call you. How long are you planning to wait? Until I know who he really is. The Four Seasons Ballroom. 550 guests. 3 chandeliers. A string quartet playing Pachelbel on a loop, as though someone had paid them to keep the room feeling civilized no matter what happened inside it. I wore the beige dress Vivian had approved. My mother's pearl earrings. I do not lie about that part. Krisa Holavance, the woman Raymond had quietly selected for Declan's next chapter, was standing at the entrance when we arrived. She hugged my husband 4 seconds longer than she hugged me. I counted. The humiliations arrived with every course. Raymond mocking my father to a state senator. Vivian presented the 3rd Gucci apron to the entire room like a punchline she had been saving all year. The ballroom laughing on cue. And under the table, Krisa's hand found Declan's, while my husband laughed louder than I had ever heard him laugh inside our own apartment. Something in my chest went very quiet. Not broken. Quiet. The kind of quiet a courtroom gets when a juror has reached her verdict and stopped listening to arguments entirely. I opened my notes app. I typed 3 words. End it tonight. Then Declan pulled me into the service hallway. Faye, I need you to smile. Just be a wife for 2 more hours. Define wife, Declan. He grabbed my wrist. Hard. There was a white mark. It went pink within seconds. By morning it would be purple. I photographed it in the bathroom mirror, fingers steady, face completely calm. Then Raymond stood for his toast. He toasted Declan's future. He toasted a woman raised to match this family stride for stride. He looked directly at me while he said it. The room understood exactly what he meant. So did I. I stood up. You have spoken for 3 years. Let me speak for 3 minutes. The ballroom stopped breathing. I named every apron, every children's table. Every joke was made at my father's expense. Every laugh Declan gave his father that he never once gave to me. Declan came around his chair. He was 6 inches taller. He was drunk. For whiskeys, I had been counting those too. Sit down, Faye. No. He raised his hand. Open palm. His wedding ring split my lower lip. The sound carried across the marble floor like a plate breaking. Clean. Definitive. Silence. Then laughter. Not everyone. But enough. I touched my lip. My fingers came away red. I looked at Declan. And I smiled, small, private, the smile of a woman who had just been handed the one thing she had been waiting for. I picked up my phone. I opened my father's thread. I typed 2 words. Dad, please. Screen face up on the white tablecloth. Every person at table 1 could read it clearly. 90 seconds. Then the double doors at the back of the ballroom opened. Both of them. 11 feet tall. Arthur Merritt walked in wearing a navy blazer over dark flannel, work boots, and jeans with a crease from the drive up from Worcester. The grease stain on his thumb knuckle caught the chandelier light perfectly. Behind him, Gregory Finch in a gray suit, leather portfolio in hand. Behind Gregory, 2 associates carrying sealed manila envelopes. The room was in layers. The servers first, one dropped a full tray of spoons across the marble. Nobody laughed this time. 3 bankers at table 14 stood up simultaneously, like dogs catching a frequency no one else could hear. One of them whispered, "Oh no." Raymond's face went the color of dry cement. Arthur crossed the room at a mechanic's pace. Unhurried, he stopped at table 1. He looked at me first. Kiddo. Lip. He pulled a white handkerchief from his blazer pocket and pressed it gently to my lip. His hand was completely steady. It smelled faintly of engine degreaser. It always does. You okay? I am now. He turned to Raymond. 14 months ago, Alden Properties breached Covenant 4.2 on the $840 million senior loan held by Merritt Capital. You breached it again in April. Again in July. Again last month. I held the default letter because my daughter asked me to. He paused a full beat. Tonight your son put his hands on her. Twice. Gregory stepped forward and laid a 3-page notarized document on the tablecloth, directly in front of Raymond's untouched panna cotta. Notice of event of default and acceleration. Delivered at 6:47 this evening. Krisa released Declan's hand. She stood, walking toward the exit on heels that could not manage marble at speed. Her father followed without looking at Raymond. I turned to Declan. I am filing tomorrow. 8 a.m. Massachusetts at-fault divorce. Cruelty, tangible injury. I have the photograph of my wrist. I have the cut on my lip. I have 500 witnesses. And the prenup holds, Section 7, subsection B. Gregory drafted it. You never read it. Declan's mouth opened. No sound came out. Arthur offered me his arm. I took it. We walked together through 550 people who now fully understood they had spent the entire evening at the wrong dinner. 48 hours later, emergency board meeting. Raymond was removed as CEO. Declan removed as CFO for fiduciary breach. Fire sale authorized on commercial assets in Fenway and the South End. An SEC inquiry opened 2 weeks after that. 6 months later, I opened the Ellen Merritt Legal Aid Center on Chandler Street in Worcester, inside a building that had been a tire shop in 1962. Pro bono divorce work, prenup reviews, restraining orders, no retainers, funded by Merritt Holdings' charitable arm and my own savings. My first client walked through the door 12 minutes after we opened, a woman from Shrewsbury. Her in-laws had quietly removed her name from the deed of a house she had personally paid for. She was crying. She had her 3-year-old balanced on her hip. I sat her down. I brought her coffee. I said, "Tell me everything from the very beginning. I have all day." I finally had all day. My mother said it from a hospital bed when I was 19. When someone loves you for what you might be useful for, that is not love. That is inventory. You do not prove your worth by hiding it. You prove it by refusing to let anyone price it. And if you have someone in your life who would walk into any room for you without hesitation, do not wait 3 years to make the call. If this story reached something real inside you, if you have ever been the quiet one at the table, please hit like and subscribe. The next story begins at the reading of a will, and it ends in exactly this kind of silence. Drop in the comments, who is Arthur in your life? The one who would show up, no questions asked, no explanation needed. I will read every single one. I promise.